Hey friends, Brian King here. I was asked this morning by a client to help explain and teach her child how to put stuff away when she's done. The description was she makes a mess everywhere she goes. And this is something that I learned a long time ago, not only in raising my own ADHD kids, but just kind of introspecting and trying to understand things that I do and why I do them. And one thing I know about myself is how atrocious my working memory is. My ability to hold on to all the information that I need long enough to complete the process that I'm engaged in, whether it's following the directions to put something together, whether it's making sure I have all the ingredients to make a meal, or whatever it is. But one thing I've learned is the shorter or the smaller your working memory is, the less information, the less of the process you can hold in your mind in order to complete it. And depending on the age of the kid and the stubbornness of the kid, and to what degree they're aware of what their challenges are, will determine what lengths they go to make sure that they know the whole process. Case in point, let's say your kid's making a PB&J for lunch. The smallest amount of information they need to be able to hold in their brain to accomplish that task is to make sure they have what they need. They've got the peanut butter, the jelly, the bread, the knife, plate, whatever they work with. They've got all that. Now, they put the jelly on the bread. They put the peanut butter on the bread. They put the sandwich together. Boom. In their mind, they are done. Because those are the most essential features of the process. That's what's ultimately going to get them their need met. So their brain shuts off and says, oh, I can't hold on anymore. This is similar to somebody who crams for a test, and as soon as the test is done, boom, they drop it all. But we're not talking about a test here. We're just talking about a sandwich. So what does that tell you about the carrying capacity of your child's brain, or your own for that matter, if you can only hold on to so little information before you have to let it go? That means it's a struggle. So that's why you'll find jars left there with their lids off, while you find clothes just kind of dropped on the floor wherever your child took them off, or messes because you're seeing the end of what they consider to be essential parts of the process. So in order to help them do better at this self-awareness lesson, you help educate them about why they do what they do. Because you can keep sending them back and scolding, and they look at it and say, maybe they ask themselves, how did I miss this? What's wrong with me? Why do I keep forgetting this? And you see, you are actually encouraging a reinforcement of some really negative self-talk. I mean, it's good that you make them come back and be responsible. On the surface, it looks good. But if their internal sense of their self and their worth is being damaged by this, then fearing forgetfulness and being scolded increases the anxiety around the activity, and they may be less willing to do it. Or if they do it, they start to make more mistakes now because their executive functions are even further compromised because of the anxiety. So now that you know better, let's do better. You bring to their attention that they have difficulty with process, creating the plan for how do you start the activity and where exactly do you end it. Because of their working memory challenges, they only have this small window that they pay attention to, that their brain holds on to when they need that much, okay? So you help them identify what parts of the process they can remember, are familiar with. Then you help them figure out how are they going to remember the rest. Maybe it's a matter of creating some kind of simple cheat sheet or list that they can hide in their smartphone. Because kids these days, some of them, really resist paper. A paper is something that's different. It stands out. It's obvious. If somebody else isn't holding a piece of paper, why am I holding a piece of paper? Are they looking at me and wondering about this piece of paper? Do they think this piece of paper means there's something wrong with me? You know, they have all of this internal dialogue that just aggravates the situation. So let them do it on their phone. First step, second step, third step, fourth step. And maybe you can even highlight the parts they do remember so that they know, okay, this is the part I got. It's those one or two things in the beginning I need to remember to do first, get those out of the way. Now the main part I can handle myself. I remember that every single time. Now there's also the couple steps after. Lids back on jars, jars back in the cabinet, knife in the sink, whatever it is. Those little cheat sheets can go a great distance. And you can use this for so many things. Use this for laundry, your bedtime routine, if you have to take meds that you're often forgetting to take because you're paying attention to other aspects of the process. This simple shift can solve so many problems, not only around forgetfulness, but in terms of making sure that you get your needs met consistently. So I wanted to share this strategy with you to make sure you had it and you could benefit from it as well. If you have any questions whatsoever, just reach out. It's what I'm here for. And until we talk next, remember, you are good enough. And I'm grateful that you're you. Take care.